Welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. How you doing today, dreamers? So we noticed this big trend on social media where everyone's going around showing you their pantries that they've been storing and preparing. I think they call it a prepper pantry challenge. We're going to show you ours. So come along with us and we'll show it to you. Let's go. Fooled you. Guys, so this is one of those videos that I have put off doing because it's kind of controversial. But it's a video that I need to put out because you guys are setting yourself up for failure is what you're doing. So if you think it's really cool to show everyone your pantry, I understand. You're proud of your hard work. You may even be trying to inspire other people and letting them see the ways that you're organized or storing things. We all can use different ideas, and at times it's cool to see what people do for sure. But when you're calling it your prepper pantry, you're prepping, right? Are you prepping? Okay. So if you're prepping, what are you trying to do? You're trying to be prepared for what? Most of us, it's the SHTF, the crap hits the fan kind of scenario, right? Or a bad year with the garden. Or shortages. We've got supply shortages. Last year we experienced it. The year before we experienced it. Lots of forecasts are saying we're going to have extreme shortages this year. So we're preparing, right? That's what we're doing. But what you're also doing is making yourself vulnerable, showing everyone all of the great things that you have stockpiled so that you and your family don't go without during a shortage. It's kind of like every year around Christmas time or even Black Friday, you'll see on the news, the police come on the news and they say, hey, if you guys get a new electronics or a big screen TV or any of those things, don't put the box out by the curb. Why do they tell you that? Because you are advertising to a criminal what you have, what you just got. So when they're driving down the road, they see an 84-inch flat screen TV box out by the road. They might mark your house and come back when you're at work and take your TV. It's a possibility. In the military, we call this stuff OPSEC. Loose lips, sink ships. It's true, guys. So be careful with what you're putting on social media. Again, I understand people are proud of their hard work and their labors, and there's nothing wrong with showing, hey, here's a jar of this that I made, or, a small thing. But to take people on a full tour of your prepper pantry, it's just stupid. I'm sorry. It's blunt, I know. And that's why I don't want to make this video, but it needs to be made to protect some of y'all. We've all got things in our lives that we're proud of. But when your goal is to prepare, you're not preparing by showing everyone what you have. It's just not working. Let's put on our thinking caps. Let's be a little bit more smart about this. I see these videos more and more frequently. And some of y'all have beautiful pantries. Kudos for that. That's amazing. Some of you are light years beyond me in your preparation. Again, kudos for that. But don't show the world what you got going on. It's just silliness. Practice good OPSEC. You've got to protect what you have in order to weather out whatever may be coming down the line. And here's another thing. And it's kind of scary, but it's the reality, y'all. So a buddy of mine turned me on to a term I've never even heard of. They're called werewolf preppers. No, they're not furry like me. These are people that are watching social media. We all know that Big Brother watches social media. They're spying on us all the daggone time. You could talk to your best friend without even being on your phone about a product, and guess what? It's going to show up on your news feed. There's going to be ads for that product. The very first time this ever happened to me and Mama Dreams, we were talking about needing a new pressure washer. And in less than 4 hours on Facebook scrolling along, here's pressure washer sales ads. So we all know that Big Brother's watching all the time. But guess who else is watching? Everyone else on social media. So when you're telling the whole world, hey, look at all this awesome stuff I've got stockpiled, I'm ready. Those werewolf preppers, as my buddy calls them, those are the people that are too daggum lazy to do all the hard work you're doing and getting prepared, And they're counting on knowing where your stash is and coming in and taking it by force if the shit hits the fan. Not supposed to cuss a lot on social media. I understand that. Hopefully I don't get censored for that. But that's a scenario that we're all familiar with, an acronym we're all familiar with. So these folks, they're watching. They're watching everything. And, Mama Dreams and I, we've made some OPSEC, mistakes in the past. We've been complacent, or just generally because we have good hearts, we've posted, hey, we're going here on this date. Are there any dreamers in our group that live along this path? We would love to meet you. Unfortunately, that's letting people know our home's wide open for the taking. We had to pump the brakes on that. We had to stop that. We'd love to meet all of our dreamers, because we've got dreamers that are all around the countryside in different countries. Northern dreamers up in Canada, southern dreamers, dreamers across the ocean. But we've got a lot here in the continental United States. And we'd like to see these folks if we're out on trips, because we do our best to meet every dreamer in the group. But doing that, posting our itinerary, our trip, is poor OPSEC. So we've got to be more clever about how we go about doing that. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. Complacency kills. That is definitely something that I fell into. I got complacent with things. It ebbs and flows under different administrations. Under one administration, we were really heightened on our senses of we need to be saving money, we need to be preparing, we need to be all these things, getting ready because stuff's looking doom and gloom. And then under another administration, we're like, woohoo, we're thriving, things are going good, and we got a little complacent. And now under a next administration, it's like, good God, this inflation's killing us. Guess what? If it's killing us, it's killing other people too. And guess what? Some people are not good people. They don't have good work ethic. They're not going to earn it. They're just going to take it. And you're making yourself a soft target when you show everyone what you have. You've got to be smarter. You've got to put on those thinking caps and do what's right by you and your family. Now, in our group on Facebook, Chasing Dreams Homestead, our dreamers are our extended family, and we do all we can for everyone all the time. But I promise you, in a scenario where it comes between me feeding my kid or me feeding you, I'm going to feed my kid. All of you should be the same way. Now, I might do without a meal to feed you or your kid, but I'm not going to take food out of my kid's mouth to feed you. And we should all be that way. So if that's your goal, is to take care of your family and to increase your self-sufficiency, do yourself a favor. Stop doing these silly prepper pantry showcases where you're going around showing everybody what the heck you got. Just don't do it. I mean, come on, y'all. We're smarter than this. There's a lot of social media trends and stuff that goes on. There's craziness all the time. And we can get caught up in it. We can get mixed up in that bug and be like, oh yeah, I've worked really hard. I got some cool stuff too. I'm going to show everybody what I've got. Just don't. Because you're setting yourself up for failure. And, I'm not a doom and gloom trying to scare everybody kind of guy, but things are getting rocky. The world's getting crazy. We've got to really pump the brakes and work on building communities at home with the folks nearest to us and then abroad. Because we've all seen these supply chain shortages, these failures, and it's only going to get worse for a little while, y'all. I don't know when or if we'll rebound from it or if things will turn around. But for a little while, it's going to get worse. And we really do our best at Chasing Dreams Homestead to build community and inspire people and empower people. I'm all for teaching people, the whole parable, teach a man to fish versus feed a man a fish. All those things. And that's kind of how we approach life. So I put off making this video because I did not want to go into a controversial type, topic, because that's when, social media starts getting ugly. Somebody's probably going to tell me I'm stupid for telling them not to share their pantry. That's okay. If I woke up at least one person and got them to stop letting the world know everything they got, then I'm okay with whatever negative backlash I get out of this video. Now, I will show you real quick one prep that we do. And this is something that I recommend everyone starts doing if you haven't already. I'll show you this. Because if you come in my home and you steal these things from me, it's okay. Because I've got a lot of it memorized. Follow me. That's how I prep, y'all. Knowledge is power. All right. So, years ago, I started really thinking about what am I going to do if I don't have Google? We've all gotten so lazy and so used to being able to Google the answer to everything. What if the internet goes down? What if there's an EMP? There's so many what ifs. So we started buying books. And that's something that everyone can do. That is smart. Get hard copies. Because guess what? Even if you got it on a thumb drive, eventually batteries die. If you don't have a way to recharge your laptop or whatever you're going to view your thumb drive information on, you don't have that stuff. Hard copies are the way to go. It's old-fashioned, but guess what? It's there. It's a resource that you can get to when you need it. Granted, the search feature is the human brain and how fast you can process the information and read it. That's why I suggest you start reading this stuff a little bit ahead of time, you know. I don't have those books just to collect dust. I like to read. I don't get a lot of time to read, but I like to read, and I'm always impressed by the things I come across. For me, I buy a lot of old books. Really, really old books. I'm talking like late 1800s, very, very early 1900s, because those people knew what the heck they were doing. Those people, when they put out information, it was based on experience. It wasn't based on trying to market to someone or trying to sell someone on an idea so that they could profit. At least that's my opinion of that generation of people. Yes, there were crooks. There have been crooks our whole lives since the dawn of humanity because the human heart is evil by nature. But even mine is. Even mine is. We all have our sins. We all have our demons, right? But I do my best to be a good person and be a giver because I want to see everyone succeed. So I'm making this video as just a wake-up call. You know, don't get caught with your pants down, y'all. Don't get caught slipping because you done told the whole block you got an 84-inch flat screen for Christmas. Don't do it. And it's sad because, you know, a lot of us would love to just live in a time where it was safe to leave your doors wide open and all those things. You know, we all get the nostalgia of thinking about years past when the world wasn't so crazy. But the world goes through ebbs and flows. We'll have peace times, we'll have war times, and it's always going to be that way. But the best thing you can do is practice good OPSEC. Do not let the enemy know what you've got. Protect you and yours. Be true to yourself. Help when you can. And that's all you can do. But I'm going to step off my soapbox, y'all. I really felt like this needed to be put out there because I'm seeing these prepper pantry challenges more and more. And I'm like, what are these people thinking? Bunch of yahoos. You know, don't blindly follow those fools. Don't get out there sharing your business with the world like that. Just don't. Be smarter. Anyhow, y'all. Till next time, keep dreaming.